Good morning, everybody. We'll wait for everybody to get on before we start. So happy to see you. So happy to be here. Okay, let's take our attention inside. Let's meditate. So, a deep breath. And first of all, let go of everything that doesn't belong to us. Everything that's not mine, leave. Okay, so we're going to dump it all. So you can hold your hands a little bit out from your body. Take a few deep breaths and sort of send the energy out your hands and feet so that anything that doesn't serve, anything you've taken in that doesn't really support your connection with your own divinity, just let it go. So just let it drip out your fingers and toes. Oh, that's much lighter. Now take a few deep breaths inside, feeling your central channel. And let's spend a few minutes just clearing the central channel, breathing in and feeling the energy go down the front and up the back on the exhale. Inhale down the front, exhale up the back. And there's a simple mantra that works with this practice. So, and so the so we draw down. And with the the M is very resonant in the head as we exhale up and out the top of the head. So we're drawing in very refined energy and circulating it through our being. And once you feel that flow moving through you, you can begin to hold your attention above the place where the heart and the soft palate meet in the roof of your mouth. Straight above that is the third eye. So you can take your attention there and just breathe. Briefly, for a minute, we'll just engage our mind. Please think of three things that you're grateful for in this moment. And feel your heart just open with that acknowledgement in the center of your chest, just open. We can use gratitude like a crowbar to get our heart open. Let's work a bit on the throat. So take your attention to your throat and open it up by allowing your head to fall backwards just as far as is comfortable. And then on an exhale, allow your chin to come to your chest, compressing the front of your neck. Inhale back up, feeling your throat open. Keeping your jaw closed as your head goes back. And exhale forward. One more time. You may swallow a couple of times to just release. Whatever facilitates release in you. And now breathe into your heart and up through the throat, through the roof of the mouth, and out the top of the head. And then we'll be quiet for a minute and just sit, however our own divinity is presenting itself. So, holding your attention inside, slowly and gently open your eyes. We welcome your questions. Thank you for coming today. Humanity is in a very interesting time of because there are no filters on the communication. It can be an assault if we allow ourselves to be overexposed. And what we're noticing is that at this time, everyone is being touched by some difficulty. It's not easy for anybody right now. At the same time, especially for those of us in Portland, it's so, so beautiful. Nature is so exuberant. And even when it rains, it's just nurturing everything, watering everything. So we're lucky for that. And, I can share personally, my medical trauma is complete for the moment. There will be 5 years of intense follow-up, but but the resources of having cultivated truly integrative medicine for decades, the resources that have been available in, the many modalities have really overlapped to create something quite magnificent for me. So that's pretty lucky. And of course, that means everyone connected to me who has similar problems will benefit also. So that's of some value. But life has a way of confronting us, ready or not, with whatever it's time for. And if it's not us, it's someone we love. The fortunate thing about our practice is that we are constantly preparing, really, for our own demise. But everything that happens between now and then, we're preparing for the ultimate expansion, which happens on our last out breath when we leave the body. And so to spend time every day in a state of internal allowing, which is what that expansion is. It's surrender, it's letting go of, first of all, whatever's trying to take over all our resources, which is usually our mind or our emotions or a combination of both. And just letting go and really allowing ourselves to experience ourselves as a pure energetic field. And in that state, there are no words because they can't coexist. So dropping the words and focusing on pure flow. Focusing on that which is beyond explanation. Which is beyond being contained or compressed into understanding. Into a field of pure allowing. Feeling the awe that we haven't felt since birth, of just being nothing but awareness. We're feeling for the breath beyond the breath. Allowing that to breathe us. How may we serve today?
Good morning.
Good morning. Hmm.
I I thank you so much for that beautiful meditation because it's exactly what I needed. I have had a harrowing week and I completely lost my center, my ground of being. I was just hysterical. So even though I'm in the midst of all that, I was trying to breathe and meditate. I just could not calm down enough to open very much. So thank you. It just brought me right back to where I need to be and wanted to be. I'm very appreciative.
Please understand that there's no failure in that experience, that what you are connected to, you're connected to. And there's nothing there but chaos. Nothing. So when you connect to that, that chaos becomes yours.
I
And
know.
well, there's no way to touch it without becoming it unless you close down. And that's not an option.
Well,
Love doesn't
thank you for
allow
saying
closure.
that. Thank you.
But if you understand that the chaos is not yours,
Yes.
the chaos is not yours. So you can breathe into yourself and release the chaos. See, that situation doesn't know anything but chaos. And so there's no possibility for that there. And so to go there means to become chaos, to allow that chaos. You can't, you're porous. To
I've
be,
I've
and
worked so hard at not being porous and I just get so frustrated when it rears its ugly head again.
understand we're all porous.
Oh,
We're all
okay.
porous. That chaos would feel the same to me as it does to you. It's not that we don't feel, it's that we recognize that it's not ours. But with family, it's really hard because it's it's still ours, even though it's not ours, because the recognition of connection is so deep. And so it takes, a lot. It takes a lot to allow that to leave our system when we care so much. And especially when there's everything about it is chaotic. And so you live in a very refined atmosphere most of the time. It's very
Right.
pure.
Yeah.
It's very pure. And so when that comes in, it's just like, you get swamped. So you just have to, you know, put on a
Feels
snorkel.
feel feels feels like a bulldozer.
Well, yeah. And you can see you can really see how much work you've done because you used to live in that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know, it's overwhelming. But, you know, all you have to do is be in the field for that long and you're back. You know, it happens in a moment. This is not failure. This is recognition of where you've come from. And, you know, whether any of us are welcome in that environment has nothing to do with us. You know, really nothing, really nothing. We can only do what we're asked to do. And that has nothing to do with us. So, you know, it has real meaning, whatever's not yours, let go. And, you know, you remain available to whatever might be wanted. And if there's nothing wanted, be grateful. They're choosing the chaos rather than the opportunity. Everybody gets to choose. We don't have control over what choices they make. We never have had control over anybody else. It's hard enough to gain any control over ourselves.
Exactly.
Exactly. Exactly.
That's a full-time job.
It is. It's a full-time job. And then some.
Yeah,
So, you know, there's a lot to be grateful for. And
yes.
understand that we each run into our karma, how we run into it.
Thank you so much. I so deeply appreciate this conversation.
One of the things that studying medicine has really taught me is that every health is always about range of motion. It's like not being stuck in a particular field. Like even holding to the refinement can be a kind of stuck if you're in an environment that isn't refined. And it doesn't mean that we reduce ourselves, it's that we understand what the truth really is. And so we feel everything and respond to none of it, knowing that what's real is that deepest connection that is always available to us as close as the next breath. It doesn't mean we don't experience everything. It's the definition of detachment, is experiencing everything and knowing that it's experience not essence. That essence underlies every experience there is, and that having contact with that essence, having confidence in that essence, no matter what's swamping the boat at a given moment, we all feel pain. We all feel everything on the spectrum of sanity to insanity. We're all going, the whole infinite loop of it. But when we know that we're connected, because we can't be disconnected, it's not possible. We wouldn't be alive. That's what disconnects us. What we're cultivating is the awareness of that connection, no matter what happens. So it's not wrong to be moved by our experience. It's wrong to punish ourselves for being moved by our experience, because that just removes us further from the truth of what we are.
Right.
But of course, we're going to experience intensely when people that we have genetic connections to are in distress. It's built into the system.
Yes, I have been faulting myself for not being more spiritual in this situation.
See, we think, and even the language, being above it. Being above it is not, it's not right, those words. Because the truth of it is knowing we are connected, regardless of what's flowing through the field, and having confidence in that connection, even though we're swamped. And then when we do get alone and we get to practice everything that's not mine and really let it go. And the whole blame, shame, guilt, all that stuff will arise with family. It will. It's just part of the part of the contracts, really. And so we allow those contracts to dissipate in ourselves. We're not holding to them, and we aren't beholden to them. If somebody's saying, I need you, then we listen. Anything else, it's noise. And it just means that, we haven't received an invitation, and so that's a good thing. We don't have to be part of the chaos. If we get the invitation, then, things get more complicated. And of course, we'll serve wherever we're called. But where we're called and who calls us has nothing to do with us. All we can do is remain available, however painful that is. And it is painful to remain available in the face of chaos. And that's exactly what you're doing. And if called, you will serve in a second. We already know that. That's written into who you are and how you've lived your life. But whether or not that call comes has nothing to do with you. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You're adding so much clarity to this situation. I'm completely blinded.
Well, how could you not be? Really, how could you not be? And this is what you would say to anybody else in the same situation. You would see it in a second. Because this is not a new experience for you. It's more intense than usual, but it's certainly not new. But you have done everything to unwind this situation in yourself. So this is not you getting pulled back into it at all. Well, yeah, you definitely feel it and you're aware of it, but you're also aware of, I mean, you came today because you know what's real for you. And you're constantly studying it and going deeper into it and really surrendering everything that used to just haunt you. And you're so much faster to get out of it. It's like, yeah, oh, yeah. I know what I am and who I am. It's not hard. There's no, it's beyond language. You see, you understand it the second you feel it. But the idea of being above it is a bit misleading.
I think I have this idea that spirituality sets me apart when in fact it does not.
Well, spirituality means that you know how to clear your field and you allow it to happen. That that I think is pretty good definition. So how are you doing right now? You're pretty clear. You can breathe. You can feel your connection. It doesn't mean you're not in pain. Actually, it means that you feel your pain more intensely because you feel everybody else's too. And the more that happens, the more you tend to think that it's yours, even if it's not yours, or that you did something to create it, even if you did nothing and it's just there.
Right?
But it's the karmic imprint that you have. Again, the words are risen above, but that's not really the appropriate description because it's more like you know how to pull yourself out of the muck, but you recognize it when it dumps on you. And it's so familiar that there are times when it feels like a noose that's grabbing you back,
Exactly.
but it's not. It's just showing you where you came from, which is a very different thing from grabbing you back.
Yes, it is. Thank you for pointing that out. I have just been completely in my head all week, which is I need to.
Who wouldn't be? I mean, you've never faced anything like this before.
Yeah.
It's totally understandable. And the thing that makes it so difficult is, the way you're being manipulated. There's no other word for it. The push pull. We want you to know, but we don't want you to participate.
Yeah, I was thinking I should, which is already a red flag, but I've been thinking, oh my God, I should go there. And so I was in touch with my son and asked him if I came, could he pick me up from the airport? So it took him a couple of days to respond, which already made me crazy. And then he says, I think you should wait and come later when you can be more useful. Oh, that was not good news. That was not good to hear.
You have no control over any of that,
Well, I can't go now because of the impending explosion in that area. So,
right? They're right in the middle of it, aren't they?
yeah,
Oh my God.
and the wind is blowing toward them. So,
We're really glad you're not there.
yes, God, God does love me. She's looking out for me.
Hmm. So sorry.
Well, I'm already doing better. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mm. Yeah, none of us get out of here alive. That's the truth. And it's really hard to comprehend because it's so unknown. And it's also hard because aging is, in some ways, a very subtle experience until it's not. The changes happen subtly. And then it seems sudden that we notice that something is different. You know, but it's actually gone on a long time before we really acknowledge that there's been a change.
Denial is one of my best friends.
Yeah. Well, I think that too is built into the system.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times when I was in my medical training that old people, I'm one of them now, would lean over to me in a moment and say, "Don't get old." It's not fun.
Amen.
Like anybody has a choice.
Yeah.
But they would say that. And every person who said that to me thought they were being original. And almost almost to a one, at some point in our conversation, they would say that about the age I am, you know. And yet the wisdom of age and the relief that comes from feeling, letting go of the pressure is really what it is. Letting go of the pressure. All those internal the internal agitation to do and be something other than who we are and what we are in this moment, that can get much less. And there can be an allowing to really deeply release inside. And knowing that nothing outside is worth what it costs. And then to deeply breathe into that knowing. And the awareness that we're not responsible for other people's feelings. We're not. And we don't have to be, we don't have to react to their harshness. It's not personal, it's just who they are. They don't have a choice to be another way. You do. And if they had the choice, they didn't recognize it and take it. That's not your fault. There's nothing about this that's your fault. You are free. And extremely lucky. Nobody deserves it. We're all just lucky. There's no merit. It's not a merit-based system. It's just like you're lucky to have the recognition in the right moment that there's more. And the truth is, there's always more. There's no such thing as a limit to what's possible for a human being in terms of opening and allowing. There is no limit. That is the beauty of being human. All the limitations are self-imposed after a certain point of awareness. There's nobody here who is not suffering from self-imposed limitation. So allowing ourselves to experience infinite resource becomes something different. And this is truly our only message. We're just constantly looking for different ways to deliver it. And we're so grateful for your engagement because it's through that the message can come through. Your experience in it and our addressing it is addressing something universal to all of us. Our family history can always pull us back. Our inner experience is the antidote to staying there. And it's a breath away. And it's our value for it that keeps us returning. And it gets stronger and stronger. You know this. We all know this. And our capacity to release into that gets more and more. Our fear of releasing into that gets less and less. Hmm. Pretty much fun, huh?
It's a wild ride, that's for sure.
Yeah, that is for sure. Hmm. 1111. Angelic number. Anything else?
Just gratitude.
Hmm.
Thank you.
I'm so happy to be with you. Oh, yeah. Okay, let's meditate for a few more minutes. Call it what it is. I'm being told to teach you a pranayama technique that probably you all already know. And I thought we were just going to meditate, but so there's a mudra that you take your right hand and you take your index finger and the middle finger and put them against uh, the base of the thumb. So you can kind of tuck them in there. And then you use your thumb on your right nostril and your ring finger on your left nostril. So to begin this breathing technique, you begin by breathing out your left nostril. Then you inhale through the left, close the left and hold it. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Close and hold. Exhale through the left. So basically, it goes like this. After the inhale on either side, you hold. And if you're practicing a particular mantra, it's good to say the mantra on the breath and on the hold, and then exhale. So let's just do it for a few minutes so you can get the feel of what the length of your own breath is. We'll just do it together for a few minutes. I'm not going to say, do you feel like you have it to give it a try? So you exhale through the left, you inhale through the left and hold. You exhale through the right, you inhale through the right and hold. Exhale through the left. So you always hold after the inhale, and after the hold, you exhale through the other nostril. So at your own pace. Inhale left. Close. Exhale right. Inhale right. Close. Exhale left. Keep going. After your next exhale out the left, go ahead and stop. This is a practice called Nadi Shodhana, to be done at the beginning of meditation to settle ourselves down. And it can be completion at the end. also to make sure we're in our body. We're so grateful for this time with you today. Thank you so much for spending it with us. May you have a wonderful week. So much love. Bye for now.